Racehorses are elite athletes in every sense of the word. Their speed, endurance, and power are the result of careful conditioning and an extraordinary drive to compete. But staying in peak condition requires more than training alone. Different alternative therapies have become an essential part of modern horse racing, helping Standardbreds maintain strength, prevent injury, and recover from the physical demands of competition. In this feature, we'll meet Toni Zanini, whose calling in life is to help our equines perform at top level, while also supporting their long-term health and well-being.
Let's start out by just finding out, Toni, what do you do?
Well, I do body work on horses and chiropractic adjustments, and essentially just try to keep them in top shape and top form, which is keeping their muscles relaxed, their circulation corrected, anything that helps them perform at their top level. Today we're here with Owl's Nest. He's a 4-year-old trotter. Horses are great at putting attention and stress in the body, but they're not very good at releasing it, which is where their body work and therapies come into play. And this guy definitely enjoys his and benefits tremendously from it.
So you start out with him on a lead, and then you work around his neck.
Yep, we work the head and neck, and I was just working up here on his atlas, on his release points. And today, like I said, he has no physical outages today, but as always, he has tension and pressure, so we release that, and you can see it's not painful for him. He very much enjoys it. And once I get that head drop and that nice soft eye on him, then I move on to the next part, which we're going to check his neck here. And his neck is actually beautiful today and perfect. We have no misalignments happening in the neck, which everything in the horse is connected. So if his neck would be off, his shoulders are going to be out. There's going to be stress on the tendons, and he's just not going to move at optimum performance. So he very much enjoys his release sessions. And there we had a little head bob, which means he's a little tight right here in the chest muscle and his pectorals. And then we're going to come on down to his bicep tendon, which controls leg movement. Okay, and now since we have him back in his cross ties, what I'm going to do is, although his shoulder feels fabulous and perfect, I always physically check it to make sure that he has full range of motion and nothing's pinching or kind of biting on him or restricting his movement. So we check, and I check everything from the ankles to the knees right on up to the shoulder, and I just want to make sure he has full range of motion, because this is absolutely required for them as a racehorse to have good balance in the front end as well as behind. And then I'm just going to extend him out and stretch him, and he's absolutely perfect. We have no grabbing, no flinching, no muscle pain of any sort. So he's absolutely very good today in the shoulder. Everything we do on the left-hand side of the horse, we do on the right-hand side to create equal balance in the body. So at this time, I'm going to check his right shoulder to make sure everything's functioning correctly. And his ankle and his knees are perfect. We have nothing happening in there. And then we just give him a big old shoulder stretch afterwards. And he's good. So then we move on to the withers, which are pretty much the top and extension of the shoulders. And I check the withers just to make sure there's no tightness, there's no bulging, there's nothing restricting him at the top of the shoulder movement. And his withers are absolutely perfect today. I check ribs. A rib out can be very uncomfortable for them when they're exercising or racing. So we always make sure the ribs are in alignment. And then we get to his hindquarters. And this guy in particular had an issue with his glutes here, especially this side, the left side. You're good. And he's guarded about it because this was his spot. And we just ask all them muscles to release and stay nice and supple for him. Check the hip bone, make sure it's sitting correctly and where it should be. And today he's pretty good. He gets guarded. He puts a little tension in as soon as you touch him so he realizes this is his therapy session. This is their power center and their drive end. I like to make sure the stifles and the hocks are all good and in alignment. So I physically check them first for any abnormalities in the muscle or tendon group. And when I don't find anything there, then what I'm going to do is pick his leg up and I'm going to bring him forward, which would release any tightness in through the stifle, gaskins, hocks, any tendons that might be tight or sticking, it'll release them. As you can see, I support him and just stretch him. There's no forcing. And right there, he feels that tendon release. That's why he wants that leg back. He can feel everything kind of shift and release and relax. Once we get his body all worked, then I come up to his face. I take him back out of the cross ties and on a shank, and we do some malleofacial work. Malleofacial connective tissue, the fascia, literally connects from the face clear back to the hind end. So we usually do facial work. He is a racehorse, and they do get the tension in the jaws and face. And I don't know if you can see his reaction in his face, but he loves having his facial work done. But this is absolutely his favorite way of finishing his body work, is he likes his facial done last. And when we're doing facial work, I also check jaw alignment, because they can and absolutely do get their jaws misaligned, which he's in good shape today. We have no misalignment happening there. I see Al quite often. I see him every 2 weeks, every month, and he has absolutely benefited tremendously from having his body work. He's become more relaxed, more stress-free, and he's absolutely performing better.
You must absolutely love what you do.
I do. I wish I had come to this career a lot sooner in my life than I did, but it is extremely rewarding to know that you're helping an animal and to see it. And like I said, he can't say it to you, but he shows you in every other way he can that he loves having this work done. And it's nice when I have a trainer or an owner call me and say, oh my gosh, he's doing so much better, he's running fabulous, he's improved greatly. That is the biggest reward for me of all. But yes, this is absolutely my dream job, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Thank you so much, Toni. And if you want to contact Toni, you can find her on Facebook at Z Balanced Horse. We absolutely loved this inside look at the care, precision, and attention that goes into each session, and for showing us how recovery and wellness play a vital role in keeping these equine athletes at their best.